this is how we end up. Shades of blue and gray. I feel just like an empty bottle. My dreams are on delay. I just wanna climb on top of a hill and throw it all away, away. Take me far away before my mind spins off and I am all derailed, derailed. Just ride all the way to the rainbow's end.
gave an average of 12. Welcome to Bahrain, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for the opening round of Motor Racing's Formula One World Championship, the second season here on the Codemasters Formula One game. And we're here on F1 2021 for the first time, so we're very excited about this one. We should be in for an excellent night. We've got Game for Life lining up at the front, having set a blistering pace in the qualifying session, which we just saw right at the end of the session there. He set a time that was 8 tenths clear of the driver in second place, who was Djphil-green. So he's really set the world alight there as Game for Life. Djphil-green lining up on the front row alongside him in the Red Bull. Djphil-green actually teaming up with his dad this season, RaKiMaJe, who I only found out towards the tail end of last season is actually Djphil-green's dad. They both race in different leagues here at Moto. So Djphil-green's been in the F1 league for a season, or he was in last season, but RaKiMaJe's been racing on ACC in our Porsche GT3 series. But he's decided to collaborate with his son for this season and jump in that Red Bull, in the sister Red Bull. So it should be exciting to see the father-son partnership in action. Currently the son doing the business, lining up on the front row alongside Game for Life. Tanis jumping in tonight, an old friend of mine, good to see him. He's been lining up on the second row along with Ozan alongside him on the second row. We've got Djphil-green, regular from last season, now in the AlphaTauri as opposed to the Red Bull that he was in last season. RaKiMaJe on the third row alongside him. We've got Rick plays bass in 7th with Festic alongside him. Penguin Dude, Ali coordinator in 9th place, and head steward as well, DJ Phil in 10th. Giovannini, new driver to the series, in 11th place, and Hasbaz will lining up alongside him at the back. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go racing here for a new season of Formula One game here at Motive Racing. When these lights go out, we will be officially underway here at Bahrain. And here we go, engine revs rise. We're about to go lights out here for the opening round of the season. And it is lights out and away we go. And a pretty even start at the front, possibly a slightly better start there from Djphil-green. Gets away better than Game for Life up towards turn one. He's going to have that position done there on the inside. Bit of bodywork goes flying there. Somebody didn't get off the line. As we see there, Djphil-green has not moved a muscle since we started the race. DJ Phil's already out. He's already suffered terminal damage there. It looks like there's been a big accident there at the start. But Game for Life is down to 10th place here after that first corner. He got jumped by Djphil-green. He's now down in 10th place. So it's not been the start that he would have been hoping for. Djphil-green get caught up in that as well there. You saw he didn't really get off the line at all. Festic and Giovannini running in 8th and 9th just ahead of these guys. But VSC already here as Djphil-green got the jump there on Game for Life. I didn't really see what caused that all to go off, but it looks like something went catastrophically wrong there. But Djphil-green leads this race. We've got a VSC straight away pretty much. Ozan in second, goes a couple of positions. Hasbaz up into third, so I don't know what was going on there. Maybe Hasbaz was the man who caused that big mass pile up in turn one, because he's missing his front wing and he's gained about 7 places there. So I have to say it might have been a little bit of a... he might have been using that car as a bit of a battering ram. Drive-through penalty for Festic for speeding under the VSC, so that's not ideal for him as the VSC is now done. Looks like he jumped the gun a little bit there, and we can see now Hasbaz is getting passed by quite a few cars here. Tanis is up the inside. Also, it looks like RaKiMaJe's going to get the position there as well. So Hasbaz going backwards now. He's going to be passed there by Rick Plays Base. Rick Plays up into 5th place, and there's Penguin Dude to the outside of him as well, trying to make some gains here in the Aston Martin. And you can see there RaKiMaJe getting swamped there out of the last corner, as now Hasbaz is going to surely come into the pits and get that repaired. Oh, he runs to the back of Tanis there in the Alpine as he was coming into the pits, but they're into the boxes now, and Festic also coming in to serve that drive-through penalty. But Djphil-green, your race leader here, having got the jump pretty much immediately on Game for Life up into the lead of the race. Game for Life's already made his way back up into 3rd place here. He's only 6 seconds off of the leader, but he's got Penguin Dude to contend with here. Very exciting stuff here in the opening couple of laps. We can see there the timing board's kind of lying to us a little bit there, not quite sure what's going on, but yeah, not quite sure what's going on with the timing board right now. So I think it should be, hold on a second. Penguin Dude's retired from the session. Penguin Dude's had an incident there. Has someone really run into him? I think they might have done. Penguin Dude is out of the race. That is unbelievable. Only 2 laps into this race, we've already had 2 retirements. DJ Phil and Penguin Dude are both out at this one in the early stages. Djphil-green leads this race ahead of Ozan. He's got a bit of a gap back to him. Game for Life apparently he's running in third place. It says he's 2 tenths behind Ozan, but I don't know what's happening here on this timing board. Something has gone horribly wrong. Joram setting the fastest up in the race out front, 1 minute 31.1. He's currently blazing a trail. Ozan trying to stay with him at the moment. A couple of seconds behind him on the road. And Gamefly's coming into the pits to prepare some damage. That's to promote Djphil-green up into third. RaKiMaJe into fourth place right now. Gamefly and Rick plays both in the pits. Atanis obviously had that damage repairs at the end of the second lap. He's running in 8th place as Baz and Festic in 9th and 10th places. But been an eventful couple of laps here for the start of the season, and Joram's currently just absolutely blitzed it out the front. He hasn't been in any way phased by what's been going on behind him. He's just gone on with the job, and he's really done a superb job so far in this one. So Joram leads the field by he's not too far ahead of Ozan though. Ozan's keeping him inside at the moment. Ozan making his debut tonight in the F1 league, so it's good to see that he's rising to the occasion immediately. Djphil-green's running in third place at the moment in that final podium spot, really extending the track limits a little bit there. RaKiMaJe running in P4, so Joram and RaKiMaJe in the Red Bulls currently doing a good job at the moment. So Atanis, Hasbaz, Game for Life and Rick have all been into the pits. Unfortunately, there is Leicester's session, so that is our league coordinator unfortunately out of this one in the early stages, and he's well and truly called it a day. Some comments coming in here on the stream. Game 5 says quality starting now. As when we weren't in the lobby, we got RaKiMaJe says totally different ball game compared to ACC. Enjoy everyone. Yeah, it's got a much more arcadey feel to it as this game, but it's much. I think it's more exciting, constantly on your toes on F1. You can't really afford to sort of relax for a second. As we see RaKiMaJe promoted up into second. He's got ahead of Ozan. Ozan's made a mistake there, and that's allowed RaKiMaJe and Djphil-green up into second and third respectively. Now Djphil-green's trying to get the move done here on RaKiMaJe. Is he going to be able to do so though? I don't think he is just at the moment. He's really pressuring the back of him though. If somebody could actually tell me if somebody could tell me how to change view, it would be really appreciated. Oh, we've got DJ Phil wants to join the commentators booth. So let's Phil, scroll to the bottom of the Discord server and join the waiting for interview room. Jump in the waiting for interview room, and then I'll be able to get you in the commentary box, mate. As we see there, Ozan has managed to get back ahead of Djphil-green. Djphil-green's now going to try and come back at him coming down this long straight, and I think he's going to do it. Oh, Ozan's doing it straight out the inside. Bit of lag going on there, and it's difficult to really see where they are or who's in what position at the moment. And it's giving RaKiMaJe a bit of respite and opportunity to try and break away from these two a little bit. Joram currently very much enjoying himself out the front. He's got 26 seconds over these guys. Atanis currently in the best position in terms of those who have been in the pits already, but I don't know if he'll be able to go the full race distance on one set of hard tyres. It would be a bit of a safe bet. No, he's on the mediums, so it would be an enormous stretch for him to be able to get it all the way. That might be a bit ambitious. He's got 5 seconds back to Djphil-green. Hasbaz in 7th place. Well, these guys really do need a safety car or something to punch the pack up and bring them back into play a little bit. Gamefly running in 8th place, started on pole position, not being the race that he would have hoped for in the early stages. Rick's retired from the session, but he's out of this one here on lap 5, and we have got a safety car, and that has obviously pulled the safety car out. Rick crashing out there it's a DNF for him, but it's a safety car, and that, just as we were talking about it, as a tempted fate, it's brought out the safety car, and now it'd be an opportunity for a lot of these drivers to get a free pit stop, and well, essentially it'll be one pack again. So this is now going to work out for a lot of these guys. We'll have to see how this one pans out. One man who I'm sure will be absolutely gutted to have seen that safety car sign come out is Joram, because he had this race under control and has just been doing the bits since we started here. He got the jump on Game for Life immediately coming into turn 1, started on the front row, and he just has not looked back since then. But right now it will be a little bit of a blow to him seeing that safety car come out, but he will still be able to come into the pits, and he should emerge in the lead as well with a 30-second lead. I'm expecting him to emerge in P1 once he's done that pit stop, but Yeah, for sure. That he's not going to be too happy about that one because he had that race very much under his control. Ozan running in second place right now, making his debut tonight here at Motive Racing. Good to see. Actually, while we're under a safety car conditions, it'd be good to introduce all of our drivers and relay what I've got here on my little info sheets. So Joram currently leading this race. He's from the Netherlands. He's only 15 years old, so he's a youngster. He's obviously quite a talented young chap though, isn't he? Because currently leading this race, he's been really getting the pace down over the course of these first couple of laps. He loves racing and going outside. He says his favourite driver is Max Verstappen. Predictably, obviously being from the Netherlands, bit of a Max and Jos type of partnership here actually, when you've got Joram and RaKiMaJe. RaKiMaJe raced in the ACC Porsche Supercup last season, and also raced in a few of the GT3s as well. He's 44 years old. So 29 years separating these two, but bonded by the fact that they are father and son. And RaKiMaJe currently running in 7th place right now. Everybody's made a pit stop other than Ulakin, so I don't know if Ulakin's just trying to make the most of this and make some positions and banking on another safety car at some point in this race, or what it is. But he's doing a good job right now, is Ulakin. Very, very late standing tonight. He actually joined us through Facebook. As we see, Jaffa Cake's out of the race. What's happened there to Jaffa Cake? I don't know what's happened there, but he's out of the race. So that is very strange. Let's see if we can get some eyes on his car and see where exactly he's gone off. But I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Game for Life should be coming on the scene. It's just about there, you reckon? We can't see his car, so I don't know what's gone on there. But Jaffa Cake's out of this one. But yeah, we're going through some information for the drivers. We've got Hasbaz currently sat in 4th place. He's 14 years old, so he's got quite a young field tonight for this F1 league. He says he's very enthusiastic about Formula One. His favourite driver is Lando Norris, and he's been watching the races eagerly, waiting for his opportunity to get out onto the track. Obviously, been looking at our streams, checking us out, and he likes what he's seen. But a bit of a chaotic race tonight. Not usually not to the usual standards that we're used to, but hopefully that's just a little bit of rustiness. Obviously, new season in the game, essentially, it's a lot of getting used to. But right now, Hasbaz sitting in a good position in 4th place, and yeah, should be looking to try and build on that from where he is at the moment. Ulakin joined us very late tonight. He messaged me on Facebook. I put out a post asking if he wanted to join the league, and he was very forthcoming in that one, and he's currently doing a good job right now. Sat in 2nd place at Tanis. In 3rd right now, raced with me in Project Cars 2 way back in the day. Sorry, one F1 for Tanis. You must want to get involved in some Formula 1 action. So here he is out on the track doing a very good job there in 3rd place. Hasbaz, we've already mentioned. Ozan in P5 right now, making his debut. He's 33 years old, is Ozan, so a veteran relative to a lot of these guys. His favourite drivers Norris and Hamilton. He says in his favourite teams are Mercedes, McLaren and Ferrari, and he's currently driving in that Mercedes, so quite a sought after seat in the real Formula 1 World Championship, so it's good to see that he's got the probably what would be the best car if we were doing a representative 2021 sort of pecking order. But obviously all of these cars are equal in these leagues. We set it so that all it's equal capability for all the cars, so there's not going to gain an advantage from being in a Mercedes, unlike what you would be in real life. Game for Life raced with us last season. We've already mentioned RaKiMaJe. Obviously he's Joe Amstad and he's raced with us on ACC a few times. We've got Game for Life sat in 7th right now. Oh my goodness me, he's just taken out the braking marker. Oh wow, that is what is he doing? He's gonna have to get that spun round pretty quickly. Game for Life qualified on pole tonight. He's only 12 years old, and his favourite driver is Lando, and his favourite team's McLaren. So he's definitely won the lottery with that seat that he's got right there. His teammate DJ Phil out of this one, unfortunately, on the first lap. He's got to really get his skates on here as Game for Life if he wants to catch up to the pack. But luckily for him, Festic is not onto the train yet, so we're not going to go this lap. We are going to stay out for another lap here behind the safety car. Game for Life's picked up a drive-through for falling too far back. Really unfortunate there for him, just because he had that little spin there coming towards the end of the back straight, which is going to have compromised him a little bit. He's picked up a time penalty, but I think he's got a drive-through, so he's going to come in and serve that now. Lucky that we're staying out for one more lap there, to be honest. But yeah, as I say, he qualified on pole position for this one, and his favourite team's McLaren, so he's definitely got the seat of his dreams there. And last but not least, we come to Festick. Festick raced with us for a little while last season as well. He's from the USA. It's Festick, and he had a lot of fun last season. He says his favourite team was Ferrari, and he's again managed to bag that seat, so I'm sure he's pretty chuffed with that. Also likes the Red Bull and the McLaren as well, but he's got his first choice in terms of his driving seat for this season, so that's good to see. So we started with 12. We've now got 8 runners here for the opening round of the Formula 1 season at Motive Racing. We've got 15 drivers actually on our books, but only 12 could make it tonight. If you want to get involved, guys, there's still 5 spots for this season. Come over to motiveracing.com, or if you're on the Discord server, then just simply go to the Join the F1 League towards the top part of the Discord server. You can get yourselves involved in the action that you see out on the track in front of you right now on these streams. Plenty to get excited about on the Motive Racing server. Shouldn't really have a green flag thing there, because it's not actually a green flag, is it? It's technically a yellow flag right now. And we are going to get DJ Phil into the commentary box as he is waiting in the commentator's booth. So let's get him in now. There we go. So we should have DJ Phil in the box. DJ Phil, unfortunately, retired on the first lap. We didn't see exactly what happened, but I think he got. It might have been an incident that was caused by Hasbaz. Phil, have you got us, mate?
Yeah, I got you indeed, and I.
Mic moving through. I don't know if they can hear you on the stream. Hold on, they can't. Let me just double check. I can't. I can see your mic moving, but I can't. I don't know. They might be able to hear you on the stream.
They can hear me on the stream, actually, which is good.
Yeah, they can. I can hear you on my PC, but for some reason I can't hear you on my phone. This is really weird.
It is. Anyway, I'll tell you one good thing.
I'm really sorry about this, mate. I can hear you on my PC, but I can't play you from my PC because I've got OBS running on my PC. So
okay.
Jump out of it. It's cool and jump back in. See what that happens.
I can hear you now, but can you hear me this time? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me this time? That's good.
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me just plug my headphones back in, see if I can still hear you once I've got my headphones. Testing.
Testing, 1, 2.
Perfect. Loud and clear. Perfect. Right, we lost Festick here on that last lap, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, so he's out of this one. Down to 7 runners here. Phil, we saw on the first lap you might have been taken out into turn 1 by the looks of it. Was it? I'm hearing rumours that Hasbaz has been a little bit not the cleanest tonight. What can you tell us about that one?
Oh, I got a good start in the race on the getting off the grid, and went into turn 1 a bit didn't get on the brakes quick enough, and went straight into my teammate.
Oh no, that's the last thing you want. That'll explain why Game for Life went from pole position to back of the pack on the first lap. But he's up into 6th place at the moment. He's playing 4 stops at the moment. So Game for Life's had a few nightmares since then as well. that's unfortunate there for you, mate. Not the way that you would have wanted your season to start, for sure.
Definitely not. Definitely not the way to start the season. But hopefully I can improve on it in the second round.
Fingers crossed. But I mean, we know that obviously the McLaren team is a team that you've wanted to be a part of sometime. I remember a few times you messaged me in the pre-season saying, please, I want to make sure I'm in the McLaren, and obviously you got there. I think you were the first person to sign up for this season, so I'm sure that Zach Brown's going to forgive you for one little skirmish.
He will do, definitely.
He can get over that one for sure. It's one little indiscretion. I'm sure they can draw a line under that one. We'll go into the next one. Obviously, next round. I think we're. I don't know actually. I think we're at. Is it China?
I think it could be China.
It might be at China for round 2. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, definitely we'll be looking to try and get both McLarens to the finish in the next race. But we're currently on the safety car here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're on lap 10 of 29. Joram leading this around. Joram will be quite frustrated because he's had so much pace, and every single time we come out of a safety car period, he completely leaves everybody in his wake. And then as soon as we have a couple of laps of racing, the safety car comes back out again. Last person to trip the safety car, obviously Festic, crashing out of the race. And we're only just over a third of the way into this one. Myself and Phil have both got a league race in, well, it's supposed to be having a league race in about, oh dear. We're meant to be starting a league race in 20 minutes. So I don't know.
Gwinnett, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, we're supposed to be starting a league race in 20 minutes, so fingers crossed there's no more safety cars. Otherwise we might be running a bit late for that one. But yeah, currently Joram needs us. He's got Hasbaz in P2 right now. Ozan Klin made a solid debut at the moment. He's running in a podium spot. He's got Joram's father RaKiMaJe just behind him. Ulakin in P5. Game for Life down in 6th place after starting from pole, but to be fair, he's in a better position now than he has been at any point in this race, because he's on the back of the train and he can make his way through. He's got drivers in front of him who he knows he can pass, who he knows he's got the pace over. Atanas in 7th place, running at the back, and joined it as a sort of a late stand-in for tonight, and he's done a good job so far. But hopefully the safety car should be in this lap, because they are all bunched up and everybody is behind the safety car, so we should be going at the end of this lap. But Phil, from what you've seen so far, Joram looks incredibly quick. Last season he was sort of like mid-packs. Every now and then he'd be up towards the front, but he has absolutely raised his game for this first round of the season. What do you make of him so far?
I think he's one of my competitive drivers to win the world title this year.
Yeah, it looks like he could definitely be a contender. Obviously, just Jose won the title last season, opted not to defend it this time around. Green Pies ended up being runner-up. A lot of the guys who were up the sharp end last season, Matahimovic also, Gary, Uncle not with us for this season. So it's definitely going to give another driver an opportunity to really rise to the occasion. Joram, as we can see, looking like this could be his season, as we are coming out of the last corner now. Safety car is peeling off, so he's just warming his tyres up. Once we get up past the safety car line just here, he'll be able to go at any time. So when this Joram put the hammer down, it looks like he's still back in the pack up, trying to get as much time as he can. Here we go, we are racing once again here at Bahrain. Lap 12 of 29 here. Hasbaz is already under attack from Ozan Klin, and he's got Ulakin looking to the outside as well. We've also got RaKiMaJe on the outside there, losing places. Atanas going up the inside there, and I think there's been a bit of argy-bargy there as Hasbaz holds on to P2 somehow. Ozan Klin gets a much better run though, coming out of turn 3. He's going to surely look to the outside here, and going to try and go around the long way here on Hasbaz, but Hasbaz is going to send him around the outside. Oh, bit of contact there as he tries to fend him off, and now Atanas is going to try and punish both of them and get past them, but I think he's going to look to the outside here. Atanas can't quite get it around Hasbaz for the time being, and Hasbaz fends him off, but Joram's already got a 2-second lead out the front, and you can see there that is Atanas sliding all over the place there as he holds on ahead of Ozan Klin. Ulakin losing a couple of places there, down to 5th place here. RaKiMaJe, Game for Life at the back of this pack of 7 cars right now, and Game for Life hasn't made the progress that he would have been hoping for, having taken pole position in the qualifying session earlier on. His rival Joram currently 2.6 seconds in the lead already here as we're on the first lap of this restart.
And we have a spinner.
Who's that? Oh, what was
Number
that?
7.
Ozan spun the car. Oh no, he's well off the back of the pack. He's now 10 seconds behind them. I don't know, was that contact, Phil, or was that just it's spinning by himself?
He just lost it on his own.
Oh, it's unfortunate there for him. Obviously, must have got a little bit overzealous onto the power, but he's still got time in this race to bring himself back into this. And but based on what we've had over the course of this race, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we had another safety car. So definitely don't be ruling that one out. Joram, though, one man who's probably doesn't mind whether there's going to be safety cars or not. He's got the pace, he's got the talent, and he's currently got the position to show for it. Atanas there sat in second. Hasbaz dropping off the back of him a little bit now. RaKiMaJe hunting him down to try and get that podium spot. He's got places ahead of Ulakin and Ozan, obviously with that spin. And Game for Life in the pits again. Is that a drive-through? I think it must be. Yeah, that's a drive-through there for Game for Life. So he's now served that and got that done and out of the way, and he can continue on without too much concern. But Joram extending his gap over Atanas. Atanas has done well to get himself into second place, but right now doesn't seem to have the pace of Joram just at the moment. It's looking like a pretty interesting race, to say the least. There's been plenty of drama going on in this first round of the season, but right now it looks like he's just not really able to keep with Joram as Atanas. Hasbaz is keeping the gap at around a second to RaKiMaJe. RaKiMaJe is trying to keep it on his toes, but at the moment just can't steam to put the pressure on enough. But Joram and RaKiMaJe running first and fourth in the Red Bulls, father and son duo. Currently the son is out in front doing the business, and his dad is trying to hunt down Hasbaz and get up into that final podium spot. But the drivers seem to be pretty spread out now. There's not really too many battles going on. The gaps are quite substantial at this point. We've got a few penalties out there right now as Joram sets the fastest lap of the race at 129.3. He is flying right now, is Joram. But we've got Hasbaz is in the pits. Is he making a tyre change, or is it a penalty? He's coming in and yeah, I think he's serving a penalty there because the mechanics are not doing a whole lot. There we go, 5-second penalty served, and they can now change his tyres, and off he goes. Puts the hard tyres on, and that should get him to the end, I reckon, Phil, the hard tyres from here. 15 laps, what do you reckon?
15 laps will get the hard tyres to the end, I think. Indeed.
Yeah,
as Joram is still out in front leading this race.
Well, I haven't said that. I suppose if there was one place, if there was one track where the hards maybe wouldn't get you to the end on 15 laps, it might be this one, because obviously in the desert the temperatures are going to be high. It's going to be very hard on the tyres. It's a hard track on the tyres as it is, but with the temperatures it can definitely play havoc. I'm sure that they'll be happy that this is a night race rather than what it used to be back in the day. The Bahrain Grand Prix did actually used to be a daytime race, but they changed it to a night race. I think mainly down to the temperatures, but also down to the spectacle as well. But yeah, I'm sure he's going to be pretty happy that the track temperature is not going to be as sizzling as it could be. But it looks like there's quite a few gaps out there right now. Everybody's made a pit stop, but a lot of these drivers are not going to be able to go to the end of the race because of that. So let's just take a quick look at the tyre situation and see what we got here. So Joram has done 8 laps on the soft. He's going to need to come in and get those changed pretty sharpish, I would imagine. 8 laps on the soft is no mean feat, especially around this track. Atanas done 5 laps on his soft. He's good to go for a little while. Should be about 3 or 4 more laps on those. RaKiMaJe's done 9 laps on those mediums. I'm sure they're going to be crying out to him in about 3 or 4 laps. You'll need to watch those. Got Ulakin's done 4 laps on the soft. Should be all right for a few more laps. Ozan, similar situations to RaKiMaJe. Game for Life's got plenty of life left in those mediums, and Hasbaz, the only driver who can go to the end from here. So now we're seeing the strategic battle kind of starting to develop a little bit, because he's only 11 seconds off of Game for Life. He's probably within pit stop range of everyone from Ulakin downwards. I don't think he's in the range of RaKiMaJe. He's about 28 seconds off the back of RaKiMaJe, so he's not going to jump him in the pits, but for sure he could definitely get himself into P4, and if he gets the good laps down, then you never know what's going to happen in front of him, as we see a battle developing here between Ulakin and Ozan. This is the battle for 4th place right now, and you can see the Mercedes is really putting the pressure on here, but once again, maybe not quite close enough to go for a move here. Phil, I've got to ask you, it's quite embarrassing. Oh, he's going to go for the move actually up the inside. He's going to get that done there. He was ghosting there for a moment there, was Ozan, but he gets the move done into 4th place. Nicely done on the brakes. And that was a relatively routine pass there. But Phil, I've got to ask you, how do you change view on this game? So at the moment, I've been stuck on trackside.
If you scroll down one to cameras, you'll be able to change the view to cockpit view.
Do you know if there's a way you can do it with a button?
Yeah, you can do it with a button. You just have to
I haven't been able to
use
figure it out.
your stick. You know
you need
where
to
your
assign
stick
it,
is.
don't you?
You need to go and assign it. You know where you... I think you got the left and right control pad stick.
Yeah, I'm
control
using
pad
the
stick.
Look up the controller.
Yeah. So one on the above the stick anyway, the analog stick.
Oh,
I
hold on.
found out how to do it.
Hold on. Sit down here. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Do apologise for this. I just don't know what's happening with my PlayStation right now. Oh no. Why did it put me onto that account? What's it doing? How stupid is that? Why would it give me the option to log into an account that I can't even use? How ridiculous is that?
Game for Life is now in 4th place.
Apologies for this, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back on in a second. Oh man, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Right, there we go. Should be back. Can still hear us, but they just can't see the action.
You can't see the action at the moment.
Right, we should have it back on now.
Game for Life is having a real good battle for 4th place now.
There we go. Right, we should... I still can't change cameras. Oh well. I can change cameras if I go to camera type. I can switch it from broadcast to thingy, but... Well.
Yeah, it's on camera type. Where the camera, where you can go from camera to on board. To broadcast.
Yeah.
It's on
I
that
remember
section.
on 2020 there was an option. I think if I pressed square or something, then I could change the view without having to put up the menu. But there's something weird about this game. But anyway, it looks like
a square menu, and then you scroll down to camera type.
Yeah, that's the bit of a long-winded route, but I don't know of any other way to do it. But it looks like Tanis is in the pits. He's bringing in the end of his soft stint. So the question is, does he put a set of mediums on, try and go to the end? It looks like he is doing exactly that. RaKiMaJe, for the time being, inherits the race lead, and he's now got his son Djphil-green in 2nd place. So it is a Red Bull 1-2 here. The father leading the son, but the son is more likely to come out on top in this one because he's currently a pit stop ahead, essentially. So we're expecting that Djphil-green should jump RaKiMaJe once RaKiMaJe comes into the pits, because obviously 3 seconds separating them. He's definitely going to jump him. That is for sure. There's no doubt whatsoever about that. Game for Life currently sat in 3rd place, and he's done 7 laps on those mediums. Ooh, this is an interesting one actually, because 7 laps that he's done on those medium tyres right now. That means he put them on lap 11. If he was to go to the end in this race, Game for Life would have to do 18 laps on them. Now, obviously, we've got to bear in mind that the safety car was out for a couple of laps during those laps. So maybe, just maybe, if Game for Life is really good to his tyres, he could potentially go to the end of this race. But then, if he is able to stretch this thing all the way to the checkered flag, it would still be a really, really tall task for him to reel in Djphil-green. He's 7 seconds behind him at the moment. So all these questions at the moment, but Game for Life could potentially try and go to the end, in which case he would most likely get ahead of RaKiMaJe. He's got a couple of seconds back to Atanas. He's sort of keeping the gap at around 2 seconds to Atanas, but I wonder if Game for Life is going to try and go to the end on his mediums. One man who can definitely go to the end is Djphil-green. He's done only a lap on those, and it will take him to the checkered flag, and right now he's in the box seat to take the race win. And we see there his father RaKiMaJe moving over to the side. So that is team orders there from the Red Bull camp, obviously saying, look, Djphil-green is faster at this point, and he's already made that pit stop. So that is switch over there, quite a clear indication that those two swap positions, and now RaKiMaJe is running in second place. He's still going to make that pit stop. Question is now, is he going to be able to stay ahead of Hasbaz currently running in 6th? Ozanklin might need to pit again because he's been on those medium tyres for 12 laps. In fact, he will definitely need to pit again. Ozanklin needs to come in at some point. So yeah, he's not really a threat to RaKiMaJe. I reckon RaKiMaJe is probably aiming to come P4 in this race. That's got to be what his target in this one. It all depends on what Game for Life does in the pits. Is he going to come in again, or is he going to try and long it out right till the end of the race? But right now, Djphil-green looks like he's got not a whole lot to concern him at this point. He's led the race since pretty much the first couple of 100 meters. He started in second place. I believe he hasn't led every lap actually, no, because RaKiMaJe led a couple of laps after he made his pit stop. But he's led most of this race as Djphil-green, and he is looking very good here with 10 laps left to go for the opening round of this season. RaKiMaJe sat in P2 at the moment. He's 3.7 off at the back of Djphil-green, but he needs to come into the pits at some point before the end of this race. He's not going to get those medium tyres to the end. Game for Life might be able to get his tyres to the end, but they're going to be on a knife's edge by the end of it, that is for sure. As we can see, Ozanklin.
He kept in reserve during that safety car period, though.
Yeah, maybe he was able to look after his tyres enough. Like we said, Game for Life did a couple of those laps during that stint under the safety car. So potentially he's only really doing about 15 laps of racing. Oh my goodness! Djphil-green's out of the race. No way! The race leader's crashed out of the race. Where is his car? This could be a safety car here. I might be able to do it under double waved yellows here, but Djphil-green is out of the race. That is unbelievable.
And Game for Life is in second.
Oh my goodness! You've got to feel for Djphil-green. You really have. Honestly, that is so gutting there for him. We have got a safety car, and this could actually play into the hands of RaKiMaJe. So it could be damage limitation here in terms of the Red Bull team, because now they're all going to get a free pit stop, and if RaKiMaJe brings it in, he'll come out in 3rd place. And now this really does play into the hands of RaKiMaJe. He could potentially be on for a race win here, but Game for Life and Atanas both right there are going to be in contention for this one. But wow, that is...
And Game for Life is coming in.
Honestly, my heart really does go out to Djphil-green right now. As RaKiMaJe gets a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane, but Atanas does as well. So they both get done there for going a bit too hot-headed into the pits. You saw we're riding on pole with Atanas there, almost ran into the back of him. So they were both got done at the same time. He's just watching the car in front, not really paying attention to the speedometer at all. But these three coming out, and RaKiMaJe maintains P1 here. So maybe, just maybe, with Djphil-green out of the race, it could be damage limitation. They've obviously lost a few points there, but maybe RaKiMaJe can restore some pride there and bring it home for the race win. But we've got 9 laps left to go here at Bahrain. Definitely don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned, because this is going to be a very exciting end to this race. We've got many laps there saying no. That's such a real shame there for him, as we see Atanas is out of the race. What's happened to Atanas? Did you see what happened there, Phil? He just disappeared.
He just disappeared, I don't know. I think he may have disconnected, has he?
No, he's hit the back of somebody. He's got no front wing. Coming through turn 1. Or coming through somewhere. Yeah, let's just have a look here. Watching you lacking, we see a glimpse of Atanas' car maybe. There, it was just there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
The road. Oh my goodness.
He's gone into the back of someone.
He's gone into the back of somebody.
We do not know.
Pretty heavily by the looks of it. I wonder if somebody out there is going to have some rear wing damage or some suspension damage, because he's clearly gone in at quite a rate of knots into the back of someone out there. But all these cars looking pretty good nick, so potentially a bit of lag going on out there. This has been an unbelievable opening round to the season. We wanted drama, we wanted excitement, and we have certainly got it, as somebody's lagging a bit there, but we started off with 12, we've now got 5. So this really has been one of the more eventful races here for Motive Racing's F1 League. Atanas left the session, so unfortunate there to see him drop out. But RaKiMaJe now leading this race, and Game for Life is all over him when we go for this restart. So now Game for Life started on pole, was down to the back of the pack in the early stages. He's now got himself very much back in the hunt here. So this could get very tasty indeed. Hasbaz in third, Ozan and Ulakin running at the back of this now quintet of cars that are going to finish this Bahrain Grand Prix for the first round here of the season at Motive Racing. First ever race on F1 2021. Bit of teething issues, everybody just getting to grips with it. But this has absolutely blown this one wide open here, with RaKiMaJe and Game for Life set to battle this one out for the race victory. But one man you've got to feel sorry for is Joe around here, because he's done pretty much everything he had to do in this race. He's been driving faultlessly out there, but unfortunately it's just one little slip of the concentration is all it's taken, and he's out of this race with, what was at the time, 9 laps left to go. And he says in the comments there it was the chicane in 5th and 6th gear, spun on the exit, and he's saying he had old medium tyres anyway. I thought he could have gone to the end on those tyres, but maybe not. Oh no, that's not Johan, but you've got a Game for Life there saying under the safety car, saying that he's going to go for the win in this one, and I'm not surprised about that at all. He's right behind RaKiMaJe. RaKiMaJe is going to have to get his elbows out, something special here in these last few laps. If he is going to keep Game for Life at bay, he's going to have to really work for this one, that is for sure. Ozan running on the soft tyres for this final stint, and obviously with the safety car being out all the way up to the end of lap 22 at least, it could be playing to his hands. He's going to have better grip on those soft tyres. He's going to have a much faster car in the last part of this race. So I would say definitely don't rule out Ozan. He's definitely going to have more grip on those soft tyres compared to RaKiMaJe and Game for Life on the mediums. So Hasbaz looks like he has caught up to the back of this pack. 5 cars to take the checkered flag here, if they all make it to the checkered flag, that is. But safety cars in this lap, and we are just coming through the final few corners of lap 22, 7-lap dash to the end of this race, and they've all got the tyres. They've all got the tyres to get to the end. The Tannis there, messaging us saying too many crashes and a few people left. Unfortunate to see, but hopefully next time out we'll get those issues addressed. Obviously a lot of drivers driving for the first time here on F1, there's going to be some issues with getting to grips with the new game, that is for sure. But it looks like we're about to go here. RaKiMaJe's going to get us underway here for the final 7 laps of this race. Here we go. And Game for Life is already going to have to try and fend off Ozan on the soft tyres, looking to the inside here, coming into turn 1. Is he going to be able to get it done? Looks like RaKiMaJe turns into the corner and is holding on to the lead for the time being. But we've got side by side here between Ozan and Game for Life. And Hasbaz gets a bit sideways there, and that's going to allow Ulakin up into 4th place. But Ozan and Game for Life are going to battle this one out. And actually Ozan onto the back of RaKiMaJe here, going for the lead of the race. RaKiMaJe slams the door on him though, and Ozan has to ride over the curb a little bit, but he's now got Game for Life not too far behind him. But Ozan has been on fire on this restart. On those soft tyres, he's clearly making them work. He's putting RaKiMaJe under a lot of pressure. Having got to move down on Game for Life, and Game for Life spins out. He's dropped back now. He's dropped back to the back of the pack. Oh, it's a disaster there for Game for Life. He's had a big oversteering moment there as Ozan looking to the outside of RaKiMaJe, trying to get this done here, coming through the middle sector of this lap. He's looking everywhere that he can, but RaKiMaJe getting his elbows out absolutely perfectly and not allowing any spaces, any gaps to form at the moment. And RaKiMaJe, for the time being, clinging onto this lead, but Ozan is giving him a hell of a fight. But you've got to feel for Game for Life there. He's dropped out of this battle, and that could be his hopes of the race win done and dashed right there. RaKiMaJe though on the medium tyres has got to fend off a hard charging Ozan on the softs. Maybe Ozan tyres might start to wear off in the last lap or two, but right now he's going to have a significant pace advantage, and RaKiMaJe is going to have to park that Red Bull in all the right places and drive this with a very, very wily old head on his shoulders at the moment. He's currently got some heavy pressure here as Ozankin looks to the inside. He's going to make the move into turn one. He's got overshot the corner, and I think he's gone deep. And RaKiMaJe should get that position back around the outside of turn two. Oh no! Look at Ozankin gets spun around there. He looked like RaKiMaJe closed the door on him. RaKiMaJe had every right to take his normal racing line as Ozankin rejoined the track, and unfortunately gets spun round as a result. And he's now down to the back of this quintet here. RaKiMaJe has got quite a comfortable margin now. He's got almost 2 seconds back to Hazbaz, and that could be the race win in the bag here for RaKiMaJe. But Ozankin went for it, took his opportunity, thought he had the room on the inside to rejoin the track and try and take that fight to RaKiMaJe. But I think in hindsight, that was a little bit of an unsafe rejoining the track there from Ozankin, and as a result, he's lost out. He's lost his front wing, and he will have to come into the pits at the end of this lap. But it's given RaKiMaJe that cushion, it's given him that respite, and he could be coming home to take the win, and maybe just limiting the damage done to his Red Bull team after his son Joram crashed out from the race lead a few laps ago.
And Game for Life has just gone up into 3rd place.
Yeah, absolutely. Game for Life is in that podium spot, and he's only 7.5 seconds behind RaKiMaJe. I don't think he's going to be able to win this race. I think he's a little bit too far behind for that to happen. But 5 seconds behind Hazbaz with 5 laps left to go. We'll have to see whether or not Game for Life has got the pace to get himself into P2 here in this one. But here we go anyway. So into the final 5 laps of this race, RaKiMaJe doing what he has to do out the front. He's got this race lead. He's got that buffer. He's definitely in the box seat here in this race. But it's all down to whether or not Hazbaz can take that fight to him. What's Game for Life got in his locker in his final couple of laps? Has he got the pace to close in and get ahead of Hazbaz? Maybe even go after RaKiMaJe if RaKiMaJe makes a mistake. Ulakin running in 4th place at the moment. He's 4 seconds off of the back of Game for Life, and Ozankin is coming into the pits to get that front wing changed. So unfortunate there for him. Took his chance there on RaKiMaJe, but it just didn't pay off. RaKiMaJe took his normal racing line as Ozankin tried to rejoin the track, having gone wide into turn 1, and it did not come off at all for Ozankin. And RaKiMaJe looks set to take the opening round of this season, barring any major catastrophes in these last couple of laps. He's pulling out like gap to Hazbaz at the moment. He's got 3 seconds back to him. Game for Life is continuing to reel Hazbaz in quite a rate of knots here. Just over 3 seconds separating these two. So Game for Life could really be in with a shout here of 2nd place, and he's closing in on RaKiMaJe as well, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think he's bringing that gap down by enough to bring himself into contention for the win. But never say never though.
Until the dust settles.
That's it. Until the fat lady's sung, you cannot be sure. So Game for Life currently 5.5 seconds behind RaKiMaJe, and Hazbaz has actually responded a little bit, probably to the pressure of Game for Life behind him, but he's also not fallen too far off of RaKiMaJe on that lap. He's sort of just keeping the gap to him. RaKiMaJe, though, doing everything he has to do right now. There are a few time penalties, of which we're not 100% the nature of them, but they'll potentially come into effect and change the order once we get to the checkered flag. Hopefully not too much, but there'll definitely be some chopping and changing once we get to the end of this race.
Oh, he's gone. Oh,
Hazbaz
Game for Life has just gone into 2nd.
Yeah, Hazbaz there having a big moment. And he's lost out there. He's down to 3rd place. It looks like he's not got too much damage on that car. He's kept onto his front wing, but that's thrown away 2nd place. He's still sat in a very solid podium spot though, so he's just got to bring this one home and get it to the flag. He's got 3 and a bit laps left to go here in this one. Ulakin currently 8 seconds off of him, currently running in 4th place right now. Ozankin in P5 here in this one. RaKiMaJe though has got just 3 laps left to go here, and he'll be taking the first win of the season and giving his Red Bull team a very good shot at the constructors. Joram, his teammate in the Red Bull team, drove an absolutely superb race tonight, but with about 8 or 9 laps left to go, just got a little bit hot-headed, maybe was going a bit too hard, and he ultimately spun the car into the wall and crashed out of the race. RaKiMaJe though looking to pick up the pieces and bring a win home for them anyway. So we've got Game for Life reeling him in a little bit. He is closing the gap to RaKiMaJe, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think it's too little too late, and he's going to end up falling a bit short here in this one. We'll have to see. but I don't think there's enough laps. I don't think there's enough time left in this race for Game for Life to get this win. We'll have to wait and see though. This reminds me very much of the opening season last season at Australia, where we had Green Pies leading the race towards the end. Just Jose was hunting him down, had the pace over him, reeled him in, and ultimately Green Pies made a little mistake on the last lap, which invited Just Jose in and allowed him to take the victory. And let's just hope that RaKiMaJe doesn't fall victim to the same little skirmishes that Green Pies did that lost him that race win. And ultimately that first round of the season last season ended up being pretty indicative of the actual season as a whole. Green Pies led the championship all the way up to the midpoint. Just Jose reeled him in, strung together a really good load of performances, and ultimately led the championship coming into the last race and took the title. But this time around, for this opening round of the season, RaKiMaJe has got it in the bag. He's inherited the lead due to his teammate Joram crashing out, and he got a bit fortuitous as well, did RaKiMaJe, with the whole safety cars. He'd done a long stint on the medium tyres, and technically I don't think that Game for Life needed to come into the pits for that final stop. He did, because he had that opportunity to get a free pit stop, but Game for Life didn't really need to make that final pit stop, so he would have taken the lead when RaKiMaJe came into the pits. But as a result of the safety car, they both came in for fresh mediums, and that gave RaKiMaJe track position. Game for Life then had that spin, which dropped him off of the pack, and he's had to really get the hammer down over these last couple of laps to try and reel the gap down, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. He's got the pace over RaKiMaJe now, but I don't think he's going to get there. He's going to run out of laps, he's going to run out of time. The checkered flag is going to fall before he finds himself in striking distance. 2.8 separating these two now, with a lap and a half left to go. With a yellow flag in sector 2, and that's why Hasbaz has spun it. He's off onto the runoff, so he's had a bit of a moment there. He's still ahead of Giovannini, who's sat in 4th place right now. He's way back behind him. Ozan Klein, obviously, with that disaster that he had trying to make the move for the lead on RaKiMaJe. He's 25 seconds behind Giovannini, about 40 seconds off for the lead. But RaKiMaJe almost about to start the final lap here at Bahrain for the opening round of Motive Racing's Formula 1 World Championship. As you can see, 12 drivers started this race. We're down to 5. We're supposed to have 15 on the grid, so still got 5 spots in the league. If anybody wants to join, we're on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 platform. Come along to motiveracing.com, get involved in the Discord server, become part of the action that you see here out on the track in front of you. Do you think you could challenge RaKiMaJe or Game for Life and take some race wins? Definitely come along and see what you've got if you think you're good enough. But RaKiMaJe holding on to this lead, and he should have enough to bring this one home. Game for Life has been reeling him in over these last couple of laps, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Teammate of Game for Life alongside me in the box right now, DJ Phil. It's going to be close, mate, but I think RaKiMaJe's got this.
He's using the KERS. He's using 22% of the KERS. Game for Life is.
Yeah, so he's got a little bit in reserve here, which he might try and use down here. He won't have DRS. He needs RaKiMaJe to make a mistake. He needs him to slip up in some way or another if he's going to win this race. RaKiMaJe, though, one of our regulars last season in our ACC Porsche Super Cup and GT3 season, decided he's not going to race on ACC this season, as he's going to be putting all of his focus and efforts into this F1 championship, racing alongside his son Joram, his teammate in the Red Bull. Joram had this win within his grasp here tonight, but crashed out of the lead with 8 laps to go. It's given the lead to his father, and he's going to come around the final corner here at Sakira International Circuit for round 1 of Motive Racing's Formula 1 World Championship. He didn't have it easy. It could have gone easy another way, but RaKiMaJe is going to bring it home to take maximum points here in Bahrain. Holds on, but Game for Life gets it on the penalties. Game for Life gets the victory due to RaKiMaJe's 5-second penalty. So Game for Life is your winner for round 1 of the season. RaKiMaJe loses out due to the penalties. Oh, so unfortunate for RaKiMaJe, but Game for Life is the winner. Phil, I think he deserves that one. He really had to fight hard there, didn't he?
He deserves driver of the day. Game for Life does.
Yeah, 100%. The way he had to come back from that first corner melee, and ultimately is the winner of the first round of the season for Season 2 for the Formula 1 game here at Motive Racing. Hasbaz completes the podium. Giovannini comes over, but Giovannini picks up P3 with Hasbaz's penalty. So Giovannini on his debut here tonight just for sheer perseverance, picks up a P3. Well done to him in the Haas. Great driving. Just kept going, kept believing, and ultimately picks up a reward of a podium. Hasbaz was relegated to P4 with that one, and Ozan Klin comes over the line to take 5th place here. And then there were 5 for this round 1 of the season. 12 drivers started off, but only 5 made it to the finish. Hasbaz is the game's driver of the day for bringing it home in P3. Phil's driver of the day is his teammate Game for Life. He did a fantastic job bringing it home for the victory. Considering he was at the back of the field after turn 1, he has done a superb job in that McLaren. But you cannot knock RaKiMaJe, who brought it home in P2 and ultimately finished in front on the track. But also Djphil-green as well, RaKiMaJe's teammate, and he will be really frustrated with how that one went. He could have taken the win. He came so close. He was in 8 laps of a race win. He had the pace over everybody tonight, but unfortunately made a little mistake and ended up in the barriers, crashed out of the lead. But that is that, ladies and gentlemen, for the first round of the Formula 1 Championship here in Motive Racing. Game for Life is your winner, picking up the win by virtue of RaKiMaJe's penalty. Ulakin brings it home in 3rd place to complete the podium on his debut. Hasbaz in 4th, Ozan Klin 5th. After that collision with Game for Life RaKiMaJe even dropped him back. Atanas 6th, Djphil-green in 7th. Classified boy, he's DNF'd, so he won't pick up points. Likewise, Atanas Festic also DNF'd. Jaffa Cake, one of the many victims to DNF. Rick Plays Base, Penguin Dude, and DJ Phil obviously as well. But that is that then, ladies and gentlemen. A big thank you to those who joined us on the stream. Thank you to all the guys who liked the video. If you want to join us, go to motiveracing.com. We're going to get off. Thank you very much, Phil, for joining me in the commentary box, mate. Really appreciated it. It was a joy to take the viewers for the action with you. And hopefully next time your race will be a little bit longer.
Hopefully.
But,
Hopefully. And,
fingers crossed. But from all of us, it's a big thank you. Join us next time for the F1 League next week. This time next week we'll be back on. But yeah, have a great evening. Enjoy your weekends, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing.